spent 28 days in the often overlooked city of Cuernavaca in the state of Morelos. In this video, we'll show you how they celebrate Independence Day, and of course, the coolest things we saw, best things we ate, give you a tour of our Airbnb, and at the very end, we'll break down all of our costs and expenses.
We are Georgia and David. In March of 2022, we quit our jobs to travel the world full-time. We are currently exploring Mexico, and our goal is to visit 100 Pueblos Mágicos. Our first week in Cuernavaca happened to be the week of Mexican Independence Day, so there were lots of festivities and vendors in the main Zocalo.
This is our second Dia de Independencia, or Independence Day in Mexico, and we're celebrating it in the beautiful city of Cuernavaca.
We spent most of the day by the pool because it was quite a warm one. And then, of course, by the time we made it down to town, we were starving. We hadn't eaten all day. So we stopped in a restaurant that's right here along the Plaza de Armas. And we had a pretty good meal. They did add a pretty hefty servicio, which technically isn't allowed, but we figured since it's a day of festivities, whatever. And now we're gonna head in. It looks like they have some blockades and some metal detectors around the Centro. I did read online that they're gonna do the Grito at 9 o'clock. Most cities seem to do it at 11. So we'll see, but we're gonna go head into the main area.
So we are about an hour away from El Grito.
Yes, we are right in front of the stage. It looks like they got some mariachis getting ready to perform, and it is very lively.
Yeah, a lot of foam fights.
Yes.
Unfortunately, just as the dancers were finishing up, a crazy tropical downpour began. We, with about half of the people in the Zocalo, took refuge in the McDonald's. Once the rain slowed a little bit, we made a mad dash for a covered rooftop bar nearby. There we were able to hear El Grito and see some of the fireworks. Sadly, this is the second year where our Grito plans haven't quite panned out.
Alright, today we've walked into town and the first stop is the museum behind us.
I believe that this is the Regional Museum. Today is a Sunday, so maybe we get in free, maybe we don't, but it's definitely open.
The museum was indeed free, except I had to pay 50 pesos in order to record.
If it hadn't been a Sunday, or if you're not a Mexican national, it is 90 pesos per person to get in. The museum was small, but did provide some really great views from some of the terraces. And it started with some like artifacts from some of their archaeological zones, and then had some information about the animals and plants in the region. So it was pretty interesting. I would recommend it. Now I think I can see the town letters, so I think we're going to grab a quick picture, and then maybe we'll grab something to eat since it's a little afternoon and we haven't had anything to eat yet.
I'm starving.
So we're currently on Fray de Bartolomé de las Casas, which is a street that has a bunch of restaurants, and as you can probably hear, some pretty loud bars.
We just ate at La Reina de la Birria, and it was so good. We always love birria, though, I do have to say. I don't think we've had bad birria, but that was a really good version of it. The meat was not too fatty. We got the tacos dorados, as well as, I think, 10 queso birrias between us. We also got a caguama of beer and a couple bottles of water, and it was a super reasonable price. I highly recommend. We will definitely be back.
For sure.
Very pleased with that meal. But now we are headed on to the main cathedral.
So we are at the Cuernavaca Cathedral, and it shares a courtyard with two other churches.
Today is a Sunday, and they are getting ready to wrap up Mass. The lady at the door told us that it would be about another 10 or 15 minutes, so we're going to go check out the other two churches first, and then make our way back.
So next to the cathedral is the Sacred Art Museum of Cuernavaca.
It is very small, but the entrance fee is only 30 pesos, and the building itself is really, really beautiful, and they do have some pretty cool paintings. So if you're into that kind of thing, I do suggest stopping by. Our next stop is just around the corner, and it is the Jardín de la Borda, which if you watched our Tasco video, you know that Borda was the richest man in all of the Americas for a while, and he built the gorgeous cathedral in Taxco, and apparently he had a big garden and home here, so we're going to check it out.
So the Jardín de Borda, it was closed for remodeling, and it looks like it's going to be closed till December. Hopefully it'll be open when you come.
Yeah, that was one of the main things to do here in Cuernavaca. It's supposed to be really, really beautiful. But luckily, there are a ton of artisanía stalls and food stalls. I mean, more than we've seen anywhere else. I'm not sure if it's just because 2 days ago was the Día de Independencia, or if it's always like this, but I mean, there are tons of food stalls to choose from, and in pretty much any artisanía you can imagine. Earlier, when we tried to get our picture in front of the sign, there was a clown doing a performance, so we didn't get to do it. We're going to try again, but things are pretty packed right now. We might have to do it on a different day. So let's see.
Looks like our picture's going to have to wait for another day. This place is still packed. We're going to go check out the Kiosco, which was designed by Gustavo Eiffel.
Yep.
It was the guy that designed the Eiffel Tower.
Which is such a cool little factoid. After that, I think we're going to go check out the main artisanía market. I would definitely recommend stopping by this artisanía market if you're in Cuernavaca. The artisanías that we saw here were different than ones we've seen in a lot of other places. After you've been to so many artisanía markets in Mexico, some of them start to kind of look the same. But here we saw people hand painting different like pottery items, little boxes. They had little kind of like bobbleheads, but they also had a ton of silver because we are very, very close to Taxco, which is the silver capital of Mexico. So I picked up these earrings. They were 280 pesos, and I thought that was a pretty fair price.
So we're back down Beer Alley, and we're having some beers. So this morning we made our way to Chapultepec Park, bright and early.
The entrance is actually cheaper in the morning. We didn't come for that specific reason. We just were hoping it would be more empty. But apparently it is only 2 pesos per person if you come before 10 a.m. After that, it is 10 pesos a person. There's supposed to be some waterfalls and some great little walking trails. And so far, just the entrance is impressive. So we're looking forward to checking this place out.
We're not sure if this is an actual archaeological site or if it was built specifically for the park. Either way, it looked really cool.
This park is pretty awesome. It's got amazing trees. It's got an aviary. We only saw one bird though. It's also got Mariposa or butterfly sanctuary. Didn't see any of those either, but they do have it. And they also have like a little place where there's like lizards and things. Tons of crossing signs for cangrejos or crabs.
I was so sad though. We didn't see a single crab using
not
one.
one.
I thought that would be the cutest thing.
A lot of man-made waterfalls, and the place is just beautiful. Just watch out in the morning for runners because you might get hit.
Yeah, there are a ton of people exercising in the park. We even saw some people doing yoga and stretching classes. And basically you can hear running water through the whole thing because of all those little man-made waterfalls. Our next stop is to check out their malls. They have 2. They have the Forum as well as the Gallerias. And I have got to buy some new sneakers. Last time I bought some, I think it was like October, November back in Morelia. So I've wore the tread completely off of these. So we're going to go do that. And then we're going to show you one of the coolest restaurants we've ever been to.
Georgia didn't find the shoes she wanted in the first mall, so we were off to the Forum Mall. On a side note, after being in Mexico for a while, we've realized that our Skechers and Fila brand tennis shoes had soles that were way too soft. They don't provide enough traction or protection against Mexico's cobblestone streets. So we highly recommend the Under Armour brand for their thick, durable soles. While the name of this restaurant is Buffet del Barrio, it does not function like a typical buffet. They give you a huge menu, and you can order whatever you want as many times as you want. Each plate is individually prepared, so everything is fresh and delicious. They do have a policy that if you don't finish what you order, you have to pay a penalty. All of this for the low price of 459 pesos, or $25.50 per person. We did order a liter of Clericot, as well as sparkling waters and alcoholic coffees at the end, bringing our grand total to 1,797 pesos, or $99.83.
So this was our Airbnb for the past month in Cuernavaca. You can see we had parking behind the gate. Then over here we have a great green space. I did rent this place when we still had Meep, and I thought she would enjoy it. But we definitely enjoyed this pool. You can see that they are currently cleaning it. And that is one thing. They've done an excellent job of keeping it clean and doing it early in the morning so it didn't mess up our day. Over here you can see we've got a little outdoor table here. They provided pool towels, and you can see there's a grill over there that we made good use of. Through this door is the dining room. See some of those pool towels there. And through this door is the kitchen. It was small, but it was functional. Everything in this house is a little outdated. We did have out here a washer dryer combo, which was really great. Over this way, we have the living room. And again, furniture's a little worn, but it was super comfortable. And a big TV. Internet did work really well here. No problem streaming shows. Through here we have a full bath. Again, could use an update, but it worked great. This bedroom we used for working out. We just pushed the bed against the wall. Here is another full bedroom. And then this is the master that we slept in. Bed was okay, not the most comfortable, but it was fine. We did have an AC unit. And then here we have another full bath. So overall, we enjoyed our stay here, and I would stay again.
Now it's time for our recommendations. For food, we recommend La Reina de la Birria, and make sure you try their queso birrias. You will not be disappointed. Buffet del Barrio for their fresh all-you-can-eat food. Just be careful you don't order too much. Alas al Carbon Patty for their delicious wings. And lastly, Taqueria La Argentina, which had amazing tacos. For things to do, we recommend the Regional Museum. If you're a resident or Mexican citizen, make sure you visit on Sunday so you get in free. We also recommend Chapultepec Park for the peaceful and beautiful scenery. For day trips, we recommend Tepoztlan, which is a very lively Pueblo Mágico. Make sure you visit their pyramid at their archaeological zone, Tepozteco. Make sure you wear good shoes and be ready for a long, steep climb up. And remember, what goes up must come down. We also recommend Metepec. You want to check out their unique pottery, the Arbos de Vida, or Trees of Life, and their Guinness World Records. And don't miss their nearby archaeological zone, Teotihuacan, which has many pyramids you can climb for amazing views.
And now for that cost breakdown. That Airbnb with a private pool walkable to Centro cost us $1,962 for 28 nights. We spent $224 on transportation, $32 on entertainment, $110 at bars, $815 at restaurants, $734 on groceries, $23 on utilities, which was 2 Telcel recharges, and $275 on personal care, which were new shoes, clothes, a haircut for David, as well as a little bit of jewelry. That total comes to $4,175, or just $149 per day. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down below. If you haven't already, check out last week's video here, where we visit Pueblos Mágicos number 66 and 67, Tonatico and Ixtapan de la Sal.